Hey everyone, welcome to my first video on my YouTube channel. This is going to be a team builder for a draft-based league, the PGBA, which is going to be kind of run through my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/GoldOADragon. There'll be a link down below. People were asking about having more competitive battles, bringing stuff to YouTube, and I figured that a league-based format was the best way for me to show off team builders, show off my thought process when I created things, give me a reason to really create more teams, and then show off how they perform in the battle the next day. So this will go up on Sunday, and then the battle will go up on the following Monday every week, and that way I will be able to keep these coming and show people how I build teams, how I think about different matchups and stuff like that. Now, I didn't really do a draft recap or anything like that on my channel. This is the first video that's going up, so real quick, you're going to get real familiar with these Pokemon, so I wouldn't worry too much about it. We decided to do a Smogon-based tiering system and having 3 OU picks, 3 UU picks, 3 RU picks, and 3 NU picks, instead of doing any sort of tiering on our own or anything like that. And the reason that we decided to do that was just because it was a lot more hassle and chaos to pick every single Pokemon and put them into a tier. The GBA doesn't necessarily release the tiers that they have, and we didn't want to just take them and not do anything different. So we wanted to do something a little bit unique, see how it worked. It's the first time we're trying something like this. So my team, my OU picks, Tapu Lele, Ferrothorn, and Latios. My UU picks were Keldeo, Mandibuzz, and Arcanine. My RU picks were Cresselia, Galvantula, and Feraligatr. And my NU picks were Ditto, Mismagius, and Skuntank. Now my first week's opponent is one of my favorite viewers. He's just been super consistent coming to the stream all the time. Fr0stWo1f. His team of Victini, Landorus Therian, Rotom Wash, Lucario, Hydreigon, and Gliscor, Venusaur, Florges, and Talonflame, and Hariyama, Wobbuffet, and Vanillux. Now, his team's real scary. You see it on the screen down below, and you can see that he's got a lot of threats, just offensive threats, but he doesn't have a lot of bulk, and the one big thing to think about is that the only thing on his team that gets any sort of hazard removal is Gliscor, Defog Gliscor, but he can only run Defog if he's not running Poison Heal, so I'm just not expecting him to bring that. So I'm just not expecting him to have any sort of hazard removal. As a result, I figured, let's get rocks up, and then they'll just stay up. I'm not going to worry about it. You see my team has a couple of things I can learn. Defog, they don't have it. I said, you know what? I'm not going to bring Defog and get rid of my own rocks. If he puts rocks on my side, fine. I can deal with that. But I'm going to get the rocks on his side. I'm going to do some calcs based on things with rocks, get some other EVs available to me, free up some stuff like that, and see what comes about. So the first thing is this Galvantula is going to be, in my opinion, the most important thing for me to bring in and just click kill. It's got 4 coverage moves. It's got access to the Compound Eyes Thunder that's going to hit, 91% of the time, theoretically. My luck says that's going to hit never, but we'll deal with that when we deal with that. This thing can come in and just body things. Modest Life Orb with HP Ice as that tech move to hit Gliscor and Landorus Therian. Guarantees OHKOs on both of those with the Life Orb and Modest Nature. It's guaranteeing to OHKO Lucario after Stealth Rocks with a Thunder. It guarantees to OHKO Wobbuffet. If it's physically defensive Wobbuffet, I OHKO it with a Bug Buzz after Stealth Rocks. I OHKO, obviously, Talonflame, but I don't outspeed it after Stealth Rocks, or even without Stealth Rocks, because Talonflame has no defenses. I OHKO Hydreigon after Stealth Rocks, or not even with Stealth Rocks. This thing can OHKO a Hydreigon no matter what with Bug Buzz. Now, my speed outspeeds Modest Victini, outspeeds Modest Hydreigon, and everything else in this team no matter what. Lucario and Landorus T will both max out at 156 and 157 if they have plus speed natures, so I outspeed both of them no matter what, and then Hydreigon and Victini can technically outspeed me if he puts a Timid Nature or a Jolly Nature on either of those, but that's not the big concern here. This thing is just going to come in, it's going to click a move, and it's going to kill something. That's the whole point of it. It's got coverage moves to hit every single thing on his entire team neutrally, and we can just go from there. Now, the next Pokemon is Latios. Latios is to come in where Galvantula might fail or falter. And everything else on his team that can maybe eat a hit from Galvantula, between Venusaur, between Hariyama, you've got maybe Florges is the one thing I'll get to in a minute. Everything else that can take a hit from those really doesn't want to take a hit from Latios. Now, these two things come in. Choice Specs Latios hits, it hits kill. It's so strong. I give it max special attack. That way it's going to hit as hard as it can. I need to run Timid Nature this week in order to outspeed Jolly Victini by 1 point and Timid Hydreigon by a couple points. So needed to make sure I was running that Timid Nature. Otherwise, this thing is just going to come in and kill things. It gets Oko's just about everything after Stealth Rocks. It guarantees Oko, but especially the things that would otherwise potentially survive a hit from Galvantula. So these two things are the two sweepers. They come in and they kill things. Ferrothorn, it's here to put up rocks. It's here to do one job and one job alone. And it's going to put up rocks. It's got the Aka Berry, so it can take one hit. It can take a Blue Flare from a Timid Victini or a Modest Victini. It can take a Specs Flamethrower from a max special attack Modest Hydreigon. It can take a Life Orb Talonflame Flare Blitz. It cannot take a Choice Banded Flare Blitz from a Talonflame. And it cannot take a V-Create from a Victini. Those are the two things that I'm a little bit concerned about. So we'll see how that goes. But as long as I don't see those two things as his leads, this thing comes in and clicks Stealth Rock and gets those rocks up. And they're going to sit there and they're just going to wear his team down and allow my sweepers to come in and do the work they need to do. Now, the other moves, I don't even worry about it. Knockoff is a tech move. It's just like if for some reason he leads with a bad matchup, switched out into Victini, and then hits Blue Flare, I get the Aka Berry, I get the knockoff. I can knock off its Scarf or its whatever it is and get that information out of the way. Know that kind of stuff. I don't expect to ever hit Leech Seed or Protect, but you never know. This thing could end up sitting there late game and just need to wear down something, and it really doesn't have any other move to do that. So Leech Seed, Protect to just sit there and wear those things down. Next up is my Arcanine. This Arcanine has one job. You notice it's Flash Fire without a Fire-type move. It has one job, and that is kill Florges. It gets Iron Head. I'm giving it the Steelium Z. We don't have any rule against which Pokemon you can use Z moves on. You can use them on any Pokemon that you want. So this thing has Steelium Z because Steelium Z Iron Head with 116 Adamant Nature, Oko's Florges after Stealth Rocks. That's just, don't ask me why I calced that or why I decided to make it so specific, but Oko's Florges after Stealth Rocks, and that's what I want this thing to do. It can switch in on any Florges hit very easily with that special defense investment and HP investment and have no worries. It has the other moves in order to deal with some of the other threats it might face, but Crunch to deal with Victini when you switch in on a V-Create or something with that Flash Fire. Stream Speed just gives me that priority, and Close Combat just matched up against this team better than Flare Blitz did in this particular matchup. So I figured that that's what I was going to run. It can handle Hydreigon. It can handle all sorts of things in that sense. These attack EVs also work out such that Close Combat plus Extreme Speed from an Arcanine kills Hydreigon every time. So that's another thing to consider why I'm running that specific EV spread on this Arcanine. Tapu Lele now is a little bit different. This thing is also designed to be sort of a check to Florges. With that much special defense investment, 220 special defense and 204 HP, it means that Moonblast is a roll for breaking a substitute from a Florges. And that, to me, was just an interesting concept because Psyshock is a 2-hit KO as long as I have the Psychic Terrain up on a Florges. And this thing could come in, take a Moonblast real easily. Don't want that special attack drop. That's one thing I'm really worried about. That's kind of why Arcanine's there. So I don't get that special attack drop. I switch Tapu Lele in safely, go for a sub, get that Psyshock off, and get that Florges out of here. Hidden Power Ice, teched for the Landorus and Gliscor. Obviously, those two things can switch in on this thing pretty freely if it goes for a Psyshock, and then I can just surprise them with Hidden Power Ice. They can't Oko me with any move, even without a defensive investment, as long as I have the HP investment. So this thing can take any one hit and go back and KO with Hidden Power Ice. And that's really important to me. And Moonblast is just stab. I don't know if I'm ever going to click it. Maybe against Lucario. But other than that, it's just another stab move that I just wanted to put on here. Just in case. You never know what's going to happen. Now, the last Pokemon, you could say, dude, you drafted Mandibuzz, you drafted Keldeo, you drafted Cresselia. What are you doing with Skuntank if you're not going to be clicking Defog? Because this Skuntank doesn't actually have Defog, as I said before. This thing is here to handle Florges. Once again, this is my dedicated switch in every time to Florges until he feels so safe that Skuntank's going to come in that he predicts it and does something else, and then I can use Arcanine and try to surprise him. This thing comes in, it's 252 Careful Nature, 68 HP to just absolutely handle Florges. This thing has one job, and it's going to do it super well. Now, other things that guarantees me with that Assault Vest, Life Orb Blue Flare from a Victini, not a big concern of mine. Venusaur with a Hidden Power Ground, definitely not a concern of mine. That thing doesn't do anything, and I'm expecting Venusaur to run HP Fire for the Ferrothorn, so this thing is just counters his team, which is so special. I mean, Rotom Wash, Special Lucario, Special Victini, Hydreigon, Venusaur, Florges, Vanillux, they all just don't bother me right now. Now, Play Rough, Oko's Hydreigon. That's easy. I have access to Pursuit. If I really want to get that Victini and I know that it's coming in and it's special, I can keep that thing and kill it with a Pursuit. Poison Jab allows me some coverage over Rotom Wash or Vanillux, something like that for stab. And then obviously Sucker Punch can come out and just get that priority kill. So this thing, we'll see how it works. It's week 1. I wanted to try something different on week 1. First video on the channel. Skuntank, we'll see how it works. I don't know if it's a better pick in this particular matchup than a Keldeo or a Mandibuzz. But again, my teams are always going to be for fun. This whole league is just kind of chill, kind of relaxed, nothing to worry about. So this team, it's crazy. It's a little bit hyper offensive. In the future, I expect to run more Cresselia and Mandibuzz, maybe some Ditto, get some bulk on Latios, stuff like that. But this week, my opponent's team, it was slower. He doesn't have those speed tiers. He has nothing over base 100 except for Talonflame. And Talonflame, just after it loses Gale Wings, doesn't really threaten me so much. I just don't worry about it. And he has no way of getting rid of hazards. So I was able to play around that a little bit and see kind of some unique stuff that I can run along with this team. See how it works. I might get bodied. We'll see. We'll see tomorrow. But for now, this is what I'm going with. I hope everyone enjoyed this video, learned a little something. You'll see how these sets work out tomorrow. I'll be talking throughout the battle. Obviously, that's kind of the style now, is live commentary on league battles. That's what I'll be doing. And you'll see how it goes. I mean, do I expect a 6-0? Absolutely not. This team is going to trade kill for kill a lot of the time. But I have answers to every single Pokemon on this team. The thing I'm most afraid of, fun fact, the thing I'm most afraid of was his last round pick, Vanillux. I have answers to it, but it can really hurt. That thing can just explode on me, literally. So, with that, I will let everyone go. I hope everyone learned a little something from this video. I hope everyone learns a little something from every video. My name is Goldoa Dragon, and I will see you guys tomorrow with that battle. Thanks, everyone, for stopping by, and I hope you enjoyed.